Friendship Pod presents Not Into All the Rules of Religion. The pair walked in silence for a few moments. Sarah had the feeling that their lives were really not that different. Are you a Christian? Shaka ran his hand through his thick dark hair. No, my parents are Muslim. I'm not sure what I am. How about you? My mom is Jewish. I really like the rituals, but I'm more into spiritual stuff than religious stuff. What do you mean by that? I'm not really into all the rules of religion. Shaker nodded. I don't like rules either. They had come upon an area nestled into a side canyon on one end of the lake. They walked over several rocks and down a short path. Sarah was surprised to see a small waterfall tucked between a grove of pine trees that circled a crystal pool at the bottom. Ferns were everywhere, and the sound from the falls seemed like music. A butterfly flew by. Shaker almost whispered, "Isn't this beautiful?" Sarah nodded. This place is magical. Sarah noticed that Shaker suddenly seemed nervous, but he also had the mischievous twinkle in his eye that seemed to show up often, at least whenever she was around him. He shuffled his feet a bit and then looked Sarah in the eyes. I know this will sound crazy, but here goes. I've always wondered what it would feel like to kiss an Israeli girl. You know, as like an experiment. You want to try it? Sarah's insides did a double flip. Shaker's eyes seemed so deep, as though they held a million different thoughts, and not just of kissing and pranks. She also wondered what it would be like to kiss a Palestinian. Well, if it's just an experiment, totally, really. I wouldn't have asked. I'm not that forward. So what do you say? Sarah swallowed, took a breath, and then looked into his eyes again and shrugged. I say okay. Yes, as an experiment, definitely. Let's do it. There was an awkward moment, and then he moved close to her. Her heart pounded as he picked up her clammy hand. He smelled so good. Ever so gently, Shaker touched his lips on Sarah's. Time seemed to stop as electricity passed between them. Suddenly, they heard Rob, the boys' counselor, yelling at them. Hey, what are you two doing? Sarah jumped back, her face instantly crimson. The counselor repeated his question, but she couldn't look up. Shaker sheepishly announced that they were experimenting. I've never kissed an Israeli, and Sarah has never kissed a Palestinian. We were curious about how it would be. Rob chuckled. Well, you need to stop experimenting and come back and play water balloon toss with the others. Shaker and Sarah stepped in behind Rob. Sarah focused on the path in front of her until Shaker gently held her hand for a moment. She glanced up at him and drank in his tender smile. He released her hand, but he didn't stop smiling. When they reached the others, water balloons were flying all around, and Sarah was hit with one right away. The cold water shocked her system and soaked her pink top, bringing her back to the present. Everyone was laughing, and Shaker and Sarah soon joined them. You were listening to a Friendship Pod production. What if love powered everything you do? Relationships are healed. Prejudices are set aside. People organically connect with one another. More unity is attained in teams. The connectedness of each person is more pure. Creative unification leads to breakthrough. And businesses incorporating the Friendship Pod start to thrive. Simply register as a free member to immediately receive 100% free lifetime access to the membership site where your journey will begin. Join now at friendshippod.com.